Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. This is episode 195 of my show, and I'm so very excited to bring on my next guest for episode 195. Powerhouse singer-songwriter Nia Renee is joining me tonight. So some of you know Nia from season 19 of American Idol. She finished in the top 40, and May 19th, she dropped her single Friday Night, and she's gearing up to release her EP this summer. So guys, thank you for joining me tonight. This is going to be such a fun show. Nia's absolutely incredible. She killed it during her audition for American Idol. It was definitely one to not be forgotten. I mean, if you've seen it, you know. How's everyone doing this evening? Talk to me. Who's in the comments? What's going on? Hello, hello. How's your weekend going? When was the first time you heard Nia? Let me know. Talk to me in the comments. We're just going to stall until she gets here. Hello. Looks like Nia just joined. Thanks, guys, for hanging in there with us. This is live and on the spot. That's the fun thing about this show. It's live. Things happen, so just got to roll with the punches. Whenever you're ready, Nia. Okay, I'm going to pin this comment. Hi,
Hello.
Nia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me this evening. I know it's a holiday weekend and there's so many other things that you could be doing right now. So I'm so very grateful that you're spending your evening with me.
Of course. So thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. Also, when you and I chatted earlier, there was only one of you. Now there's two in the frame. So talk to me about what's behind you.
Oh, it's just my little poster that I take whenever I do gigs. You know, she's really cute, so I like to have her around. And she has, you can't see it, but my social media is at the bottom, so
Yes.
pretty nice.
I love that. I think it's so important to brand yourself, right? When you're out doing appearances and you're doing gigs, it's like, this is how you support yourself. So it's like, right. This is me, this is who I am, and here we are. And this is the first time I've had two of the same person on my show, because usually it's just one person, and so I'm all about it.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nia, like I said, thank you so much for joining me. You actually have a single that came out May 19th. It's called Friday Night. And so I think you're going to play a little bit of it, right?
I will right now.
You want to say a little about the single to people watching right now, for people who have not heard your single or are not familiar with you?
Of course. So the song that I'm about to play is my new single called Friday Night. And it's kind of a laid back song, you know. It's just like, it gives you in the mindset of a Friday. You know, you're going out, you're having fun. You know, it's really like, I like to look at it as a college vibe because I'm in college. And, you know, it's just kind of like, you see a guy that you've been talking to for a while, and, you know, you're kind of keeping it a secret because you don't want everybody in your business and being all public and stuff, but, you know, eventually you're going to want to be more than that. So that's kind of the vibe of this song. So this is just a little bit of Friday Night by Nia Renee. Calling my phone, all of my life, trying to see what I've been on. Friday night, free my mind, Brooklyn, party you at. I ain't expect to see you. You and I, we've been been vibing for a minute. You're my secret, but I don't wanna keep it to myself. To myself. But I don't wanna keep it to myself. To myself.
Woo! Give it up. That is fun, and it's such a vibe.
Thank you.
So I guess let's talk about that specific single because it's getting great feedback. So talk to us about that inspiration and what the song means to you personally.
So the song is kind of like from a personal experience, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I said earlier, talking to someone and you don't really want to be public with it because you're not sure where it's going to go or, you know, how they're taking the situation. But, you know, at some point, you don't want to be like private with somebody. You want to be out there and let people know that, you know, like this is my person. So,
yeah. Yeah, because I think there's so many different times in relationships or even before it's a relationship and you're like, what are we? Are we a secret? Are we going to go public? Because the whole defining a relationship thing is a very confusing thing. And then it's like, do we put a label on this or do we just kind of keep talking about, you know, not even discussing the issue, right?
Right.
So I want to bring it back to the very early years of your life. Talk to me about how your passion for music started when you were a kid.
Well, it really started to form when I was 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And my parents put me in the choir at church. Mm-hmm. And just being able to just sing every Sunday, go to practice, kind of get in the mindset of how music works and working with others just really started to boost my love for music.
Yeah.
And just as I got older, just continuing to sing, hearing the compliments, because, you know, when people compliment you, you just be like, oh, maybe I'm good. But just being able to continue to travel and sing all over Arkansas and out of the state and recently out of the country has really boosted my love for music.
Yeah. And so, okay, so you started singing in the church. Talk to me about some of those influences in your life. Obviously, people from the church, your family. But what were other influences at a young age? Like, who did you look up to and say, like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be this person, or this song made me want to be a singer?
Oh, I would say Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I love her voice, and all of her songs just, they have so much meaning and so much feeling to them. And it's like every time she opens her mouth, it grabs you right in the heart, you know? So I just always look up to her for that because I want every time that I sing and produce music and share my voice with the world for it to make a huge impact on others' lives.
Yeah. And I think Whitney was such an incredible force. I mean, I feel like when we hear her voice, it's just so emotional. It's so soulful. It's just like, there's something about Whitney's voice, and sometimes you can't even put words behind it, but it's that feeling you feel, and you're like, whoa, like there was only one Whitney, right?
Right.
So let's talk about your time on a show called American Idol, season 19. So you made it to the top 40, which is a huge, huge, huge accomplishment. Talk to me about that experience on the show. Like, how did it shape your career and everything else from then?
Being on American Idol was awesome. I loved it. It was so much fun. I really got to learn a lot about myself and about, you know, song choices because I got to pick pretty much every song I did except for during duet round. Then we only had a short list of songs we could pick from, but just being able to really break down songs and figure out where I can show my voice the best at in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And also being able to learn how show business works, like being on the show, being backstage and seeing how the production goes and how they create this masterpiece that we get to watch on TV. So it's just, the whole thing was an amazing learning experience.
Yeah, gotta think when you're so young and you go on a show like that and you're like, wait, this show has been around forever. Like, I'm on this show. I'm gonna sing for these judges. Like, I'm gonna have all these incredible experiences, meet all these amazing people in my season. Like, it's gotta be so much fun. And you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do with myself, right?
Right. It's definitely a mind-changing experience. It's just being a part of it is just so amazing, and being able to connect with so many people via social media because of it has really changed a lot about me. So yeah. I love it.
And I think you go on a show like this, right? And you go from just, you know, you're everyday life to being on a national platform, right? Like, you're on TV. Your audition gets all these streams on YouTube, and you go from just like people just knowing who you are to like people across the country, people across the world seeing you, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, look at what the show is doing for me.
It was truly a blessing. I absolutely loved it. Everything that came from it has been nothing but great things.
Amazing. So for your audition, which if people watch American Idol, they saw your audition, they saw you sing Aretha. You go up there. Well, actually, you walk in the room, you see like Katy Perry on the floor, and you're like, kind of interesting, right? Like, I remember watching your audition, I was like, that's gotta be so weird for Nia. She walks in, she sees Katy on the floor, and you're like, I'm just trying to sing my song. I do not know what happened, right?
Absolutely. But it really helped me because, like, going in, I was super nervous.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know, this is like a make it or break it moment. You know, I only have one shot. So just going in and seeing that just really like kind of shifted my focus, which made the audition feel way more relaxed, way more calming.
Yeah. So bring me back to that day when you woke up and you knew you were auditioning. Was there anything specific you did? Like, did you eat a certain meal? Did you pray? What did you do to get in the mind frame to be like, oh my gosh, this is happening today. I'm going to be performing this song.
Oh, well, I prayed a lot that day, like from beginning to end, morning to night, because my audition was like second to last. So I auditioned very late in the day.
Yeah.
But I had breakfast. I watched a lot of American Idol audition videos just to kind of like get in the mindset of how it works, you know, the questions that they might ask me, you know, just how to navigate the audition. So I watched a lot of that day. And I just kind of hung around, waited to see when they would call. I didn't think it was going to be so late, so I waited for a very long time. But it was kind of just getting in the mindset, praying, listening to the song over and over again, working on it myself, and just making sure my outfit looked nice.
You looked and you sounded phenomenal. So when you say you waited a long period of time, like, talk to me about that. Like, do they say everyone who's going to audition shows up at 9 a.m. and then like we just call you when we call you? Like, how does that work?
From what I remember, we were in different groups. So I think I was in like group 3 or 4. So the later groups would do their interviews earlier that day. So around 2 o'clock or so, I got to do an interview with one of the producers and just answer some questions and share my story. And then after that, we kind of went into a waiting room to see like if they would go ahead and do the auditions or if we just wait. But sadly, we had to wait because mine was later on that day. But while we were in the room, I got to meet a lot of people that had already auditioned and got their golden ticket. So I got to see it up close in person before I even had to go audition, which was nice. You know, it was a little encouraging. But that was pretty much it. It was just you do your interviews and then you wait around until it's time to actually go in and audition. And you do a couple interviews before you audition, and then, of course, one right after to get your reaction. So,
And it's gotta be cool because, like, okay, so you're waiting and waiting and waiting. You're waiting for them to call you, right? But then that's when you are able to make friends with the people from the season, right? And you're like, you're with these people just waiting, and you're like, well, how was your experience? And what song are you singing? And where are you from? Like, that's gotta be really cool, right?
It is. I was very nervous, so I didn't talk as much, but my mom made friends with a lot of people. But I was just trying to focus on the words because I was like, I know the words. I know the words by heart because I've been singing the same song for years. Yeah. But it's like, you know, when you're in the moment of it, it's just kind of like, what are the words?
Yeah. And I feel like when you go in for your audition. In a way, you're kind of like having this out of body experience. So yes, Katie was on the floor when you walked in, but like when you started singing, were you like extremely nervous, or were you just like, oh, seeing Katie on the floor, like just, I'm good to go. Like, I'm fine. I got this.
It's actually funny that you asked that because I haven't really talked about that. But when I did start singing, like I totally zoned out.
Yeah.
Like I do not remember singing at all.
But you did.
I remember talking to them. I remember looking at them. But then when I started singing, I totally zoned out. So I didn't really come back in until like the last 5 seconds of the song.
Wow. Wow. Well, wherever you were in your head, you just really pulled on our heartstrings. I mean, when you were singing that song, especially like an Aretha song, I feel like if you're gonna sing a song like that, you gotta rock it. And you were just so soulful and emotional, and it just like, I didn't want your audition to end because I loved it so much. And I feel like the judges felt exactly the same way.
Thank you. So sweet.
Of course. And then I feel like you know this already. So after you like left the room, Lionel Richie said that you were one of like the best soul singers on Idol. Like, what? Like, that's amazing.
I know when we got to watch it on TV and I heard that, I was like, oh wow, that's such an honor.
Yeah, because I mean, they see so many people for these seasons, right? Like they see so many people, and for him to just be like, oh my gosh, like she is like one of the best singers that we've had. And I'm like, yes, she is. Like, yes, you killed it, girl.
Thank you.
Of course. So when you were on Idol, were there any like memorable moments that you had on or off camera that really stuck with you?
Yes. During the second round of Hollywood Week, I got to do the duet challenge.
Yeah.
And my partner, who is Jay Camaro, was absolutely amazing. Yeah. He was just so sweet and so supportive, and just working with him was so much fun. But one of the funny moments is we had to wait around all day to go work with the band for our performance the next day. And I was just trying to stay awake, just stay focused, stay ready for whatever they were saying, like, come on. And he was knocked out on the ground and he had a blanket put over his head, and he put his backpack down and laid on it. And I was like, you are just sound asleep, and I am up here nervous. But I was keeping watch for us.
Yeah, because like you said, there's so much waiting that goes on a show like this, right? Like you're waiting, and you're like, hey, I don't know if they're gonna call me in 5 minutes or 5 hours, but like when they call me, like I need to be ready to rock this.
Absolutely.
And that's funny, like you were nervous, but like he was just like chilling, like just resting.
He was very asleep. I was like, Jay, we have to go. And he was like, oh, okay.
If it wasn't for you, he probably would have missed that, right? Like if you were sleeping too.
We definitely would have missed it.
So how do you feel like your experience as an idol prepared you for challenges and opportunities since you got on the show?
Well, being on there absolutely brought a lot of opportunities for me. It opened up a lot of doors. Yeah. In Arkansas, and of course out of state also. I have a gig that I get to do every summer in California that I got from being seen on American Idol. So that's absolutely amazing. Love going to California every summer. It's fun. And also being able to perform out there is just amazing, because I would love to live in California one day and to be able to make music out there. So it's like I get a little taste of that every year in the summertime.
That's cool. So talk to us about that gig that you do here in California.
So it's just a gig I get to do for a wedding anniversary.
Okay.
Yes. And I get to go out there and perform a lot of different sets, and just be able to share my talent with the couple and with their guests, who are amazing people that I love to see every year. So it's very fun.
Yeah. And that's cool that Idol gave you a platform to be seen by all these people and then have opportunities come from the show, right? Because I love that these shows give opportunities to artists that deserve it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like so important because they're like, oh my gosh, like we saw you, we love you from the show, and like now you can come and do this gig for us.
Right. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So let's talk about your EP. It's coming out this summer. Talk to us about the creative process that happened with the EP.
So I started working on the EP back when I was on American Idol.
Okay.
But, you know, it went through a lot of transitions of trying to figure out what works best, what I think sounds the best, and how I'd like to present myself as an artist. So, you know, it took a while. And I wrote a lot of songs on there by myself, and other songs I co-wrote, but I feel that every song on there truly represents me in a different way.
Yeah.
And I'd actually like to play one of my favorite songs off of there, just a little bit,
cool.
Just so you can kind of get a feel for what's to be coming very soon.
Yes! Okay, so tell us the title of the song and tell us a little bit about the song and then play it.
So this song is called I'll Be Just Fine. And it's kind of like an anthem for men and women to just know that sometimes you go through hard times, or you may be going through a breakup that feels like, you know, you'll never get through it. You'll never be able to move on. Yeah. But, you know, all you have to do is just keep the faith, just keep going, because it'll get better and you'll find someone better. You'll move on. Yeah. You'll be happy again. So it's kind of just a reminder of that. So yes, this is I'll Be Just Fine, coming out very soon.
I thought everything was okay till I was alone with my thoughts, unintentionally broken my own heart. Slowly falling apart. But I don't want to hurt no longer. And these cold nights can get colder. And my mama said the hard times, they make me stronger. So I'll be just fine, even with tears flowing from my eyes. Somehow I'll always see the light, even when that light don't always shine so bright.
So
yes! Love that. Was that like an Ashley Live exclusive?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for doing that. I love that song. It's so amazing. And I feel like, you know, sometimes we go through difficult times, right? And we feel like, oh my gosh, this is like not fun. I don't love that this is happening.
Right.
But I feel like when you hear a song like that, you're just like, I can get through this. I can get through it. It's better on the other side. Like it might not be great right now, but like it will get better. And like to have you sing a song like that is so powerful and just makes people believe that they can get through what they're going through.
Thank you.
Of course.
That's definitely the plan.
Yeah, because we're all gonna go. Life is like a roller coaster. There's ups and there's downs, and there's all these like waves that we have to get through.
Right.
And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's bad, and then it just kind of like this is happening for a reason.
Absolutely. It kind of gets me in the early 2000s R&B vibe, you know?
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I love the early 2000s R&B. So from that era, what singers are you into? What songs are you into from the early 2000s?
Ooh, I love Usher, Monica, Keisha
Yeah.
Cole. The song Love is always going to be tops. Just artists like that, you know, they truly made an impact on the music industry. And, you know, that was just a great time. Music was just coming out hot. Every song was just great.
Yeah, it really was. It's just like when you think of all the music that came from, and it's crazy to think that that was like 20 years ago. Like, it's honestly wild. Like, it makes me feel very old when I think of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what? Because that was when music was so, so, so good. And then you're like, it was a story. There was emotion. There was feeling behind it.
Right.
And thank you for bringing us back to that time, because that's when music really was everything.
Absolutely. I love it.
So let's talk about the rest of the EP. I mean, you don't have to give all the secrets, but do you want to maybe tell us about a couple of the tracks, or how many songs are going to be on it? What can you tell us about the EP?
So it'll be 6 songs.
Okay.
And the whole thing is just kind of like a finding myself experience. You know, there's songs about self-love, songs about moving on, songs about being in love. You know, it's just like, it's a journey. A journey of just figuring out who I am as an individual and as an artist. Right. So you kind of just get to see that storyline just go all the way across and make a full circle.
Yes. I think the best projects are the full story, right? Like we said, the ups and downs and the breakups and the happy parts, and getting to know you on more of a personal level.
Right.
And then people hearing the music and saying, oh my gosh, I am going through something like that as well.
Absolutely. I definitely want there to be a connection for people out there, you know, for it to feel like a song that they can go to cheer themselves up, or to just feel like they're related to.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like those are the songs that have made such an impact on our lives, right? Like, you think of some of these songs that you listen to growing up, or even now, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I love that song. Like, that person knows what I'm thinking and feeling. And I feel like there's a song for every kind of emotion, like happy and sad and club and this. And so it's like, yeah. And then like your audience and your fans are like, oh my gosh, we're so excited to get some of the new music.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing that a lot, so I'm happy to be giving it.
We're ready. Like, we love your voice. We're like, you know what, Nia, it's time. We're patient with you, but like, we need to hear this music.
I know.
But it's coming.
I just wanted to make sure whatever I put out there was, you know, great quality. I didn't want to just put anything out there.
Right. No, I know what you mean, because I know sometimes as artists, it's like you want to make sure it's good, right? Because you were on Idol when this was happening, and then there was like the transition, and then like I feel like sometimes you look at a song and you think it's gonna go one way, and then you come back to it a couple months, you're like, nope, we're gonna do this.
Right.
So there's different versions of songs. There might be the 2019 version and the 2021 version, and then you're like, I don't know if it's there yet, and then maybe you look at it 3 months from then, and you're like, this is it. This is what I need. I need that evolution to actually complete the song.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of changing, a lot of reconstructing, but
yeah,
I think it's great.
Yes. So can you share any cool things that happened behind the scenes when you were recording the EP?
Cool things. I always like to brag and say that I can do a whole song in 5 hours. So I guess that's like my little cool fact, I guess, for music. But really, it's just getting in there and like getting it done, because I hate just playing around when it's time to like focus on serious things, especially when it comes to music, because I take my craft very serious. You know, I really enjoy music. I really want to make a career out of it. There's nothing else in life that I plan to do except for make music. So when I get in there, I'm very focused. I don't like the air being on in the studio with me, because 1, I just don't like being cold. But 2, I just feel like I don't know, it just messes with my throat. So when you're in the studio with me, it's pretty hot. But besides that, I mean, it's really just getting in there and focusing and figuring out what sounds best and how we can get this song done, and really listen to it afterwards and figure out what needs to be changed and what can make it better.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said about you don't want to be cold. I also don't want to be cold. I do not. It's like 85 degrees here. It's very, very, very hot where I am. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm comfortable in the AC. And I'm like, no, because if you put the air on, it's going to mess with my throat and I'm going to get sick and I'm going to start sniffling.
Right.
And so like, I can understand what it would be like recording and you're you're in the studio and it's just like 85 and people are like, it is hot in here.
Yes, I just can't do it. It just bothers me. A lot of my friends think I'm anemic, but I'm not anemic. I just don't like the cold. You know, it messes up too many things.
I completely agree. So do you have anything that you do in studio or any kind of like rituals or things that you eat or just anything to get like more in the mindset in that creative space that you're in?
Well, when I plan on singing, like whether it's for recording or a video or live, I never eat like hours before. So like literally I'll starve for hours. It's like
What?
I just don't eat because you know it can cause a lot of problems. Like if you eat certain things, it can cause a lot of mucus, which is not good.
Yeah.
Or I burp. So, you know, that's not good either.
Wow.
It's just better for me when my system is clear and I know that I'll have no problems. I can just do what I need to do.
Wow. Okay, so wait. So okay, so you're recording, say you record at like noon. You're not gonna eat anything that morning, and then you're just gonna starve yourself, and then you'll eat when you're done.
Well, I'll try to wake up as close as possible so I won't be hungry. Because when I wake up, I am never hungry. Like if I wake up in the morning, in the middle of the day, for like an hour or two, I won't be hungry at all.
Yeah.
So if I wake up closer to when I'm going to record, I don't have to worry about getting hungry. And then by the time I drink so much water, it's kind of like that's curbing my appetite too.
Right. Yeah.
But as soon as I finish, I eat immediately.
You have to. So wait, is it safe to say that when you were on Idol, you were starving yourself before you would like perform?
No. I had to eat.
You had to eat.
Because I didn't record until like 7 p.m. So like that morning I knew I wasn't gonna like record anytime soon. So I did eat, and then like kind of in the middle of the day, I was kind of waiting it out, but eventually I was like, okay, I gotta eat something.
Yeah, because you're right. Like certain things will mess up your voice, like dairy and like all these things, and like it just might be, oh, I don't really want to mess with it. So you're just like, you just decide not to eat. Now, do you drink tea, like tea with lemon and honey?
I just drink warm water.
Okay.
That's really my go-to.
Yeah. Very interesting. I've never heard anyone say that they don't eat before they sing. Cause like my stomach would be growling. It would be like, oh my gosh, just feed me. But I get it. You want your voice to be 150% like tip-top condition, like nothing messing with it.
Right.
So being a multi-talented artist, how do you balance your role as a singer, songwriter, and actress?
Well, I feel they all just play a part together.
Yeah.
Whenever I act, I really do a lot of musicals because musicals, I just love musicals. Plays are fun.
Yeah.
I like watching them, but I just have to sing at some point. So musicals are really my focus. So I get to sing. And then songwriting, I'm songwriting for myself. So I'm singing as I'm coming up with the words, trying to figure out what melodies work, you know, what I want to do with my voice for certain parts, what parts I want to hold. So they all really just work together, honestly.
So has your background in acting influenced your musical style or the way that you perform?
Yes. I believe that in order to really make a connection or make people feel your music, you have to be able to act it out. You know, you have to be able to show it in your face, show it in your body. And I feel that acting has really trained me into being able to connect to songs that I may not be able to really have a connection with yet. Because when I was younger, you know, I think about love and I wouldn't really know what that sort of love I was singing about was like.
Yeah.
But with my acting background, I was able to, you know, figure out what moves worked for me to be able to sing like I knew what I was talking about. So
yeah, and I think the acting really like gets you in an emotional state where you can feel that song? Because I'm sure you know, and they tell you on all these shows, like, we need to believe what you're singing. Like, we need to feel it. Like, anybody can just go and sing a song, but when you actually like are like, okay, so maybe I haven't personally gone through what this song is talking about, but I need to get
Right.
wherever I can emotionally to make it feel like other people that are hearing it can be like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know she went through that. She's young, but you know, but you found another place to get there, right?
Absolutely. And it's just like with acting, period. You know, you're connecting to a character that has a whole background that's different from yours.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to, you know, take the time to learn about their experiences, learn who they are as a character, and just being able to connect to different situations that they're going through at the time or in the past that makes them react a certain way, just really helps you learn how to, you know, be able to connect to others and understand people on what they're going through and how to meet them in the middle to help them through different situations.
Definitely, definitely. So what are your goals for the future of your music career?
Oh, I just want to be an international singer. You know, I want to have a record label, be signed to a record label, and just be able to share music that really connects to me and that I really resonate with, and just be able to be true to who I am and help others as much as possible with my gift that I've been blessed with.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. So when you talk about being an international superstar, what does that mean to you? Like, when you think of being an international superstar, does that mean like traveling the world? Does that mean having like a residency somewhere? What does that look like?
I definitely want to travel the world. I want to sing in every single part of this earth and reach as many people, if not all, if possible, as I can, because I just want to be a household name, you know, household, every household.
Uh-huh. And for little girls that look up to you, absolutely adore you and say, oh my gosh, I love Nia. Like, what advice do you have for little girls that look up to you and say like, oh my gosh, I love Nia. She's so amazing. I love her message. Like, what is that message you give to those girls?
I love it. And well, first off, I would say thank you, because that's just so sweet to be anybody's inspiration.
Yeah.
But then I would just say to really learn who you are, you know, learning who I am and becoming my own person and growing confidence and self-love was a very long journey. I'm 19 years old, so it's taken me 19 years. But it would just be to just really figure out who you are and to not let society put a standard or a view of how your life should be or who you should be or what you should wear or post or anything make you feel like that's what you have to do. You should do what fits you best, what you feel represents you, and just who you want to be, the person that you want everyone to know you as, and a legacy that you want to leave behind.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautifully said. And I love that you said you took 19 years to figure out who you are, because I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of people watching this 40, 50, maybe 60 years old that have not found out who they are. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. And that's okay. You know, you still have time.
But I mean, like, as far as like the journey that you are and the confidence that you have and just the experiences you have, I think that's so amazing, because I'm just like, when I heard you sing, I was like, first off, she is extremely young, but she sounds like a 50-year-old woman when she sings. Like, your voice has history. Your voice has depth and soul. And like, that's so hard to teach a young kid. Like, you either have it or you don't. And I'm just like, first off, like, if you didn't say how old you were on Idol, like, I would have honestly, just from hearing the voice, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's like, could easily be like a 50-year-old woman. And I'm like, whoa, wait, but your voice just does something. And it's very, very, very powerful. And even like just speaking with you in this interview right now, I'm just like, first off, you sound like you've lived a bunch of lives. Like, you're very confident, like, you're very like inspiring. And I love that you've been able to share your gift with the world. I'm so excited to see where your career takes you.
Thank you.
You're so
welcome. Fun.
So So, Nia, how can the beautiful people watching this show right now support you as a musician?
Okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at official Nia Renee.
Yeah.
And also, I have a music video coming out for my new song, Friday Night, which will be on my YouTube, which is Nia Renee. And my Twitter is Nia Renee Music.
Yes. Also, we pinned a comment. It says, stream my new single, Friday Night, below. So yeah, so she plugged all of her social channels. So please make sure to follow Nia Renee on all those platforms. And the EP is coming very, very soon.
Yes, it is.
Have an official drop date of it, or is it just sometime in the summer?
It'll be later this summer because we're actually going to drop a couple more singles first.
Nice.
But it will definitely be by the end of the summer.
We're so excited to hear the singles and then finally when the EP gets released.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Nia, that's all the questions I have for you tonight. But guys, don't go anywhere because this interview is not over. Nia, you're going to sing a song for us.
Yes. The first song I'll do is I Will Always Love You by my favorite, Whitney Houston. If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. You, my darling, you. Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love.
Guys, give it up for Nia Renee. Honestly, I don't even think I can say anything after that. Like, I had chills through my whole body. And I think when you do a song like that, especially a Whitney song, it's like nothing that I can say will even, nothing that I can say will even express what that just made me feel. That was so amazing. And thank you so much for singing that song.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, do you have another song?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do it.
The next
Do it up.
song is At Last by Etta James. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh, yeah, yes, at last. The skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, yeah, yeah, you smile. Oh, and then a spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last.
Give it up for Nia. Woo! Amazing, amazing job. And thank you for sharing that classic with us. I think it's so important. And I love the song selection that you choose. Like when I've seen some of your videos, I was like, she literally sings all the most amazing songs. Like you pick classics. Like you're not singing something from the past 5 years. Like you go back.
So, you know, I just like to stick to it.
You know your music, and I'm like, it's so amazing, like to hear those songs done in 2023, and it's just like the soul and the love and the emotion that you bring to it is just so refreshing, and it's absolutely amazing. Like I wish you okay, every morning when I wake up and I go down to the kitchen, like I wish you were there singing to me in the morning. Like amazing. Amazing start to the
Sweet.
I mean that though. I mean it. I feel like everybody else watching this feels exactly the same way. So you played Friday night for us at the very beginning, just a little snippet. Now, are you going to play the rest?
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So this is All, of my new single, Friday Night.
Call my phone, all my line, tryna see what I've been on. Friday night, free my mind, looking for you at. I ain't expect to see you. You and I, we've been vibing for a minute. You're a secret, but I don't wanna keep it to myself. To myself. But I don't wanna keep it to myself, to myself. I'm just being honest, I'm the perfect person. I know I can have you, why am I so nervous? We can get it crackin', be like frozen eyes. Keep it confidential since I see you, you've been. Call my phone, all my line, tryna see what I've been on. Friday night, free my mind, looking for you at. I ain't expecting to see you. You and I, we've been vibing for a minute. You're a secret, but I don't wanna keep it to myself, to myself. Yeah, 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 just thinking the other day, you had nothing to say. Just make it easy, man. So many ways I could be loving you. But you've been stuck in one place. Maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I'm running in place. You can reach it right out. I see every drop me off. You feel like you stop and go. Boom. Easy if we hush, keep it on the down low. Keep it confidential since I see who you've been. Call my phone, on my line, tryna see what I've been on. Friday night, free my mind, looking for you at. I ain't expect to see you and I.
And that was Friday Night in its entirety. Guys, give it up for Nia Renee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so much fun. And guys, if you're still in here right now, Nia will answer your question. So if you're in here and you have a question for Nia, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Tania Renée said, "That's my sister." Woo! So, Nia, what does success mean to you?
Success, I would say, is just doing something or being a part of something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people look at success as how fortunate you are, like how much money you make, things like that. But I believe it's just being a part of something that you love, because you can be a part of something and you don't enjoy it, but you make a lot of money from it, but you're miserable.
Yeah.
But as long as you're doing things that you love, being with people that you love, I think you're pretty successful.
I completely agree with you. I think that within, and like when you do what your purpose is, it shines you. You're just like, oh my gosh, I love this. And like, yeah, people that are driven by money. And it's like, if you're driven by money and you're not happy, like it's all off balance at that point, right?
Right.
What advice would you have for your younger self before you audition for American Idol? So Nia right now is giving the old Nia that auditioned for Idol. What advice would that be?
It would probably be just to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times that I get in my head when I have different opportunities because I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess this up, or I don't want to say something dumb or do something dumb.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of the times I just need to sit back and enjoy what's happening at the current time, you know,
Yeah.
take it all in, really learn from it, look around, don't make quick decisions, you know, think about them for a minute and figure out the best solution for it.
Yeah.
So I think that would be my greatest advice to myself.
I like that advice. I think being present in the moment is so important because sometimes it's like we're thinking about what happened 3 weeks ago, and then there's other times we're stressing about something that's happening that could possibly happen 2 months from now. And it's like, no, just like we're right here in this moment. Let's just have a fun time.
Right.
Awesome. Well, Nia, that's all the time that we have for this evening. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. I was so looking forward to having you on, and you're such a bright light. I love your energy. I love your message. I'm so very happy for you. And I'm so excited to hear this EP when it comes out. It's going to be amazing.
Yes. And thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. And of course, check out the EP coming out soon. But also, once again, the Friday night music video is coming out in a couple of weeks. So make sure you're on the lookout for that.
Yes, definitely. The new single Friday Night is already out, but the music video is coming out soon, and then the EP later on this summer. So, Nia, when the EP comes out, you got to come back on the show. We're going to talk about it.
Of course.
I can't wait. I mean, like, you already know me at this point, so it's just kind of like we're going to talk about the EP, rock out, let's do some music, it'll be fun.
Absolutely.
So, Nia, thank you so much for spending your evening with me. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Nia Renee here on Instagram, all over the place. Just drop your socials one more time for everybody that didn't hear before.
It's official Nia Renee on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And TikTok also. And then Nia Renee Music on Twitter and Nia Renee on YouTube, which is where the music video will be at in a couple of weeks.
Yes, so please make sure to follow her on all those platforms. If you don't already, please make sure to follow Nia Renee. And if you're new here, I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. And please give Nia a follow as well as myself. And thank you guys for supporting great music. Nia, continue blessings and success. I'm so excited to see what comes next couple of months, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much. You too.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.